Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It is August 6th. It's Thursday. We're going to review 0-day options here on SPY and Small Account Challenge. Here's Eric's chart. He's SPY Day Trade on YouTube. This is his 30-minute chart. You can find his Discord linked in the description. I want to thank you guys that have been signing up using my link for his Discord. I don't really promote it. I guess I say at the beginning of my videos just because I have to since I am sharing it. And that's kind of what he wanted. To give permission to probably use his chart. Anyways, yeah, I've never really wanted or tried to just be a YouTuber. This is for you guys, but it's also just for me for journaling and documenting and review. But it does help me. I do get a commission when you guys use this link to sign up. So I do appreciate it. But as you can tell, I'm his harshest critic, and I'm oftentimes saying how I don't like looking at his charts and stuff. So it's definitely helped though. And yeah, just being in a community where everyone's serious about it, and it's not a signals group or anything like that. It's something where you have to learn on your own using these tools and having the community give you feedback on how to improve. And yeah, being self-sufficient basically in the market to be profitable. Instead of just a signals group, which is not sustainable at all. Anyways, here's a 30-minute chart, and yeah, thanks for signing up. Hopefully it works out for you. It takes a lot of work. It's not like it's quick and easy. I mean, some people definitely get it faster than others. But anyways, we're up here top of the daily Bollinger. I mean, this has just been a squeeze, so building liquidity these last couple days, waiting for the 5-day to catch up, which is right here. 20 days down here. We did cross over, and we'll just see if we bounce on 5-day. Coming into tomorrow, I imagine a 5-day retest, because this is going to gap up again. We'll probably open near 5-day. So it might be another grindy day tomorrow. Today was quite grindy. I mean, I guess we broke this orange. Made over to this orange. It's just, yeah, we're up here. No man's land. Glad I bought at the bottom of the daily. Kind of wished I bought again, but that was on FOMC day. But I'm fine about it. Not adding into it. I was thinking 200 days, probably where I'm going to take my next buy, which looks like it might coincide with about 700, but I don't know, that might not happen either. Could be a long time, we'll see. What is kind of strange though, quick macro for you, is looking back just in the relatively near term on SPY. If you look at when the Bollingers tighten like this, we hardly ever rip out of it. So I looked back, I don't know, a few years, and it was like anytime we tightened on the Bollingers, it was always a drop after. Yeah, like you have a grind up where it's tight, but I mean like where it's going sideways and it's tight. Like hardly ever rips out of it. So I'm not sure. Maybe we're just making a big head here for all that liquidity grabs the shoulder. It's COVID, you know, it's years ago. That's, yeah, 6 years back. I've not really seen anywhere where it's done this tightening and then a rally. So we'll see. Maybe it's a big head for a shoulder, and we're gonna fill this gap in the next couple months. Like I said, 200 days here now. This is 200, so yeah, it's already at 700. We've got a lot of support here, of course, as well as liquidity if it wants to find it there. Yeah. Anyways, I'll let you watch Eric's videos for the macro. Yeah, today, man, yesterday was super tough. I don't know what I was at, but I was ready yesterday. Today, another tough day. I did better, but it was tricky. So this is what I had charted. I was here on time. Purple, I had pretty quick just from these two wicks. Wasn't sure about it. Wasn't a whole lot of price action to confirm it. Here's my green, buying precision, and broke out, retested, came back down. You can kind of find it. See, it's found some resistance there. Much later on, I put this gold. That was maybe a little too steep on the purple. And this gray, actually, I put in pretty early on. And it ended up being right. I'm trying to see where. It doesn't even show where I got it from. I mean, you can see it right here. Resistance flipping into support. Yeah, potentially I could have taken a trade right here after it broke out of this gray, completed cup, and it was retesting. Just such a tight range early in the morning. Wasn't too interested in that. If anything, you could have taken a retracement trade, since it is buying up in this gray, presumably, or the gold or purple, sorry, whichever one. since that is bearish controlled buying. Problem is it's going against you, so you're looking for some way to manage it with like this gray. So yeah, I guess for me, I'd be looking for it to break one of the channels first. So here, not so much, since it's definitely already down there. So it'd be here, which I considered it there, but at that point, we're literally in the middle of the wedge, and to take a channel break in the middle it's just too risky. But I didn't like that. I don't think. Let me just look at the trades here. Look what we're doing. First trade was at 10:30. I bought a call. Yeah, wait all the way till 10:30. This was a zombie wedge trade. So had purple here. Here it was on the wick, but I had these on the body. Had engulfing candle. It also broke the precision selling. So somewhere on this candle, I got a call for $1.16. Held through this, through this, through this. It rallied up. I couldn't believe I was actually right on this. It was green somewhat, you know, a pretty nice amount. Those early candles, they paid pretty well. But I didn't have my profit target was up here. And then being that it was a wedge trade, I was like, well, I gotta give it some room. So I think I let it break green. No, actually I closed it on this one. Yeah. Came down here. I didn't get too bad of a fill, but yeah, $1.09. So a little red trade to start off with. It was to be expected, I guess. I mean, this looked nice and bullish, but where we are on the 30-minute, there's just nowhere to go. It's just liquidity needs to be built. So, okay, this next trade, this one was extremely stressful. Last few days have just been very stressful trading. I've been getting out of trades prematurely to alleviate my stress, but that doesn't mean it's not been stressful, and it's not been good. It's because they've been big red trades, and I should have really just held. At times, yeah, it's just been stretching. It's been stretching my stops quite a bit, opening up the range, making my risk reward tough to manage. So you can always be patient and wait for it to do the big retraces. It just doesn't always happen. So next trade was puts. I bought one for $1.35 at 10:39. You guessed it, right here. This candle closed below purple. Yeah, we did have a wick down here. Could have been there. Had nice little head and shoulders here too. Head, shoulder, shoulder, grabs it. And like, why didn't I get puts here? I mean, you don't know which gray it's gonna find in the range. I could have come all the way back up here and then I would have gotten puts, but for it to just randomly find this one, yeah. I mean, I guess you could take it on the engulfing. If I wasn't already in a call, potentially I would have. Trying to think. I don't know. Maybe not, because the cup hadn't closed. So I maybe wouldn't have just been looking for downside there. Seems like oftentimes when it does this and it retests the bearish controlled buying, it's going to go through. Or same thing, likewise for the other way of calls. If it comes up all the way up and tests it, it's going to work its way through. So I should maybe be more aware of that and not trying to catch that as a bounce. I don't know. I mean, I guess it bounces there too. Anyways, it did bounce, but I thought it might be making a little microstructure, which it did. And I was in right, what did I say, 10:39. I bought one for 135. These are like in the money. 770. Yeah, these are like right at the money. 10:39, bought one. 10:40, bought another one after it broke this purple, I think. So I don't think I got a good fill. And then it starts reversing. I'm like, okay, I've got my green. I'm like, realistically, how should I manage this thing? Like, it will quite likely break green. Like, I need to be able to be ready for it to break green. Like, do I stop it? Do I wait for purple? Do I wait for this liquidity up here? Surely it's not going to come all the way to VWAP or this gray again. Well, it did. And it was extremely stressful. 10:42 on this candle, I bought one more. So basically right when I'm about to I want to sell and stop out is when I need to flip to a buy. So I did. And that brought my average way down, thankfully. It's like averaging in, but not, it is, but it isn't. Because I'm expecting it to hit here and then I'm hoping it's just going to make a small move and then continue down. When it does this, it's like, okay, gray ends up being my stop, and I wish I had that more set in stone. I bought in here, but I couldn't. I couldn't justify this risk to reward. Opening here, closing here, and then that being my stop. That's like 1-to-1. And it doesn't always do this big of a move. So I guess as it was moving up, I'm not necessarily moving my stops. I'm kind of just, in this case, I was just seeing price action. I mean, yeah, granted, if it broke through here, it would have been a very nasty red. And I was willing to take it at that point, I guess, because I still had conviction at breaking both the purples there. And I just wanted some place to have a stop. And once it was here, I added, and then came here, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to stop this out. And then I probably would have been done for the day. Pretty big red day. And then it flushed. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it did that to me again. But I held through this time. Yeah, I don't know if you can follow what I'm saying here, my thought process, but that's what it was. And after that super stressful event, I wanted to close out as soon as I could. But I also thought, this will probably come down here now. It made that move. This candle right here, I closed one of them for $1.36. So this was a green trade on my average, because my last one I bought for $1.15, so that was much cheaper. But my most expensive, I actually had 4 of these things. Oh my god. Bought one at 135, 2 at 140, and then 1 at 115. I forgot I got 4. Holy crap. I'm ready. I'm pushing. I don't like that though. Yeah, this was stressful. Anyways, sold one here just to reduce risk in case it wasn't selling in the green precision, which it clearly wasn't after it broke that, but I thought it was again. Having said, I thought maybe there's another support here I'm not seeing, and potentially what's this gold that I hadn't charted? I didn't see it. I mean, I had purple, but it maybe had a little less degree than what I had there. So anyways, reduced risk there. 45, just because it's at a support. Let's see. Held through that. Closed one here as well, 48 for 135, so about the same price. So now it's down to 2. I could tell when I was closing those they were green. I mean, I could see that they were green. And I thought it very likely could just be selling this gray, which I was like, that'd be awful. And so, because I did put this gray here and I really didn't want to. I was like, without that there, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. But then I'm like, wait a minute. So I put the gray there. I'm like, oh no. Or no, that actually happened later. Anyways, let me get to the rest of these cells. 1048. Let's see, 1050 for 138 and 1050 for 133. Yeah, just did like a stop. So right here on this candle, once that engulfed, and it looked like it might be selling in gray. I was like, I gotta get out of this. So got out of that one. I had 1 left, and I just put like a very aggressive stop on it. So I think somewhere on this candle, it'll stop out 133. Because I knew my average was a little messed up. So I didn't want to do like a break even, because by that point my break even maybe would have said like 120 or something, but really it was probably higher. It's annoying because when you close one of the contracts, it's taking the price that you paid for the last contract. So if your contract prices are all over the place, by the time you close your last one, that one you might have bought for way more, way less, because it's first in, first out. Pretty sure that's how it works. So that's why it's showing those prices. Anyways, that ended up being a green trade, and I was like, this sucks. This is so stressful. I hate trading. 1055, I was in a put. So yeah, right here. So in case this was a resistance again, like it was here and here and here, I wanted to catch the head. Way less stressful. So bought a put here, sold it on this candle. 1055, 1056, $1.09 to 99 cents. So still kind of a nasty stop. It came up, and of course it perfectly hit my gray there. I wanted to wait for it to to break this green, sort of. I just want to take it, trying to catch a head again. I wasn't super confident in gray at that point either. It was a little bit, but I don't know. I actually thought we were probably gonna be bullish. I figured it'd probably break and I'd be making calls. But I didn't just want to go for it here. I thought on a break of that, but then that broke. Yeah, and that broke, and it just like was so far from my stop then, so I didn't get it. Came down. I was trying to be patient then. I was like, I got pretty fortunate, I think, with this trade. That could have been quite ugly. It rallied up, and I'm like, I think maybe I charted gold by then. Let's see where I entered here. Yeah, I charted gold. So I had a canceled trade at 11:20. Yeah, so this one broke gold. And it just full bodied. I didn't want to get aggressive on it. As you can tell, my charting, I was like, I don't know. I didn't know where exactly the wedge was. I thought maybe gold. I mean, I thought purple, and then I thought maybe it's this gold, which is just a little less aggressive up here. And that helped me visualize and realize this was just a support. And it wasn't actually breaking. Anyways, so I didn't just get a market order on here. I was kind of trying to be patient. And where did I actually end up? So I canceled it. I canceled the one I had a limit order, just never filled. Canceled on this candle. Bought in at 11:34. So held through all of this. At that point, I was pretty confident in gold. Yeah, this one. So little structure here. I'm hoping I'll move down to well, the gray here. This other bronze one is different. So a little head and shoulder structure here. I did have gold there also. It's just not there right now. I got it there, or even on those wicks. Yeah. And I had green for my selling, so that was kind of what I was managing with, I think. See, 11.34, bought for 98 cents, sold at 11.38 for 99 cents. So it came down, broke the green. Oh, this is where it was with the gray. I did not want to put this gray here. I was like, no, I can't do that. It comes here, I sit through it, it breaks green. I still don't sell because I'm like, we haven't completed the inverse. Or no, I guess we could complete the inverse cup. It was a shallow structure. I just really hope it wasn't selling gray. And then it did that, and then that. And then I closed out on this candle. I'm like, that's dumb. Selling in gray. 38. Yep. Closed out there. And then, so we get these nice big green candles. And this is, I guess, where I have a hard time, or I guess I guess I could look at the horizontal level. That was a retest of low of day. So it's like which gray line, because I don't even know if I had this one here at that point. Of course, the last one, like this one, if it comes up here, sure, I can get a put on that one. But how do I know it's going to stop on this one? You know, like it did here, because then it went to this one. Just things I think about. So one way I could enter is it breaking the green, precision buying. I could enter here. Look like candles, you know, engulf. These candles actually start to get kind of big for the day, relatively. So we have an engulfing candle here. I was like, all right, it is rejecting that a little bit. I did consider a put there. Just, again, it was so far from my gray. So I don't know how to improve there. It's like, I guess I could just get it and then trade it just based on green. That would work, but this is hindsight. You know, who's to say it's going to sell in green? So I'd stop, and then I'm stopping a lot. Yeah. So when it retests the gray, yeah, I guess it kind of always sold in that green. If you see, so when it retests the gray up here, it sold in the green. Retested that gray, it kind of broke out of it, but then flushed in it. So I guess maybe that was a good way to do it today if I looked at that. Because once it broke the green, had the engulfing, I could have just managed my risk with this green selling. I don't think I did. No. Nope. I had, so then I was pretty much out of buying power. And let me show you what I did on Webull. Webull 1156. I was in limit order for a put. So yeah, came down, broke the gold. Here on the retest, I get a put. 1156. I'm hoping it's not selling the gray, but I'm like, it very well could be. So I was ready for that possibility. 1156, I'm in it for $1.03, out at 1157 for 97. So once this closed above gold, I was like, I guess, yeah, I'll just close it. So it did end up selling gray. I guess I could have taken a little profit down here, but it already bounced on gray right here. So it was just a hard entry. It's such a tiny little range now. If you're looking at gray as the sell and gold is the buy, it's like, okay. So yeah, tiny little red trade there. Next one was at 102. I bought 2 puts. 102. Oh yes, this was a nice one. I finally caught it. So last man, gatekeeper right here. Gray, if gray is still legit, sometimes later in the day it's selling or buying something different. And to me, it was still working in this. So yeah, big engulfing candle on that gray. I didn't have this red then, or I maybe did, but yeah, this helps give confirmation seeing this now. Of course, this is just from this support, resistance, resistance. Then you can kind of see down here too a little bit. I don't know if this red was legit, but I did have this gray, and this is the problem, but it was okay. Got it here, had an engulfing candle. I'm looking at gray as my stop. So I got in right here, 102. Actually, I got 2 of them right there. Different times. 58 cents, 59 cents. It comes up, and I have gray for my stop. I could have gotten more. I considered it, but yeah, I don't know. It was enough. Nice big red candle. Super happy about that. Of course, I had gold, and I had this red, which I wasn't too sure about at that point. Nice big red candle. I closed out of one at 13.11 right here on this candle because it had broken my green, I believe. Yeah. I have a little doji candle. I was like, it might be finding support on this gold, even though it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It broke here and wasn't too sure. And this structure, I didn't like a whole lot. It just looked like kind of buying up in this channel. It didn't look like, I mean, you could have a head and shoulder, but anyways, yeah, I closed one here. On that break of green, and I had one more, so I closed that one for 69 cents. Close the next one for 63 cents. On this candle, yeah, this one got me. It came up here, and I just, like, I'm out. I don't need to hold for this. So yeah, I continued down, but this would not be fun to hold through. It did end up kind of making this inverse cup, not all the way to the wick, but to the bodies. And yeah, that was it on Webull. So I saw this happen, and I considered calls in the break of gray here, but I just, I didn't like it a whole lot. I'm like, this might not be right. No cups have closed the upside. Yeah, my charting this time of day, it just kind of falls apart sometimes. So I didn't know how to manage my risk here or anything. The only buying I had was a steeper green, which, yeah, anyways. So I'd like to be able to catch the zombie, the wedge here. I just don't know how I would. Like, in hindsight, it's easy. It's like, oh, just buy it on the support. Okay, cool. It doesn't work like that. So that was it on Webull. I'll just show you those trades. I don't know what the P&L is today on Webull or E-Trade. I think they're both green, though. Those are the Webulls. And then I had one final trade. So yeah, I didn't take that one. Thankfully, I charted enough and well enough, accurate enough that I stayed out of this. I mean, yeah, maybe some people made money in it, but I just wasn't confident enough with my charting to try and profit on it. So coming here, it looks like maybe it was gold and there was never this red. Finding the support and then breaking through, and then it didn't really have any reaction on red there. But to me, I was trying to be very safe, and so I didn't take it here on the break, which would have been a nice trade, but I didn't. I waited until right here. That's right. So broke the red there. The problem with that is if this isn't legit, it might want to come all the way back up and retest that gold. And another problem was the time of day. We're getting kind of close to that 10-minute move, so if it's going to make this inverse cup close, it's either going to wait for the 10-minute move to do it, or better do it right away and then bounce for 10-minute. I didn't know, but it broke that, and I was in it. And this was a bit, it turned into a bit of a lotto. It was kind of a lotto when I started, and I kind of knew, I was like, I'm just going to let this thing stretch. And it definitely stretched. So it came up, like, oh boy. Like, where's my realistic stop? Like, I guess it's way up here at this gold. So that gold I just threw in the bronze, which might have been legit actually. High. flipped into support, back into resistance. You can also see it down here for these supports. I didn't have anything else charted. I mean, I guess the gray, I didn't put that gray in there. Let's see where that thing lines up. Yeah, nowhere. Not really. So, anyways, I was thinking this liquidity rejects that. And then the clock starts ticking. I'm like, man, this is bad. It's 45, so I'm like, this thing's totally waiting for the 10-minute move to make its move. And I hope it's not just a huge green candle and then a big flash and then, or a big flash. I was just like, oh no. So I held though. I did. 46 cents at 342 right here. Comes all the way up. Comes down, I'm like, oh, phew. But not really, because the candles that get crazy the last 15 minutes. Comes down further. I'm like, well, all right, this is actual cup close. This is the wick, but I'm like, this is basically where the support is with all this liquidity right here. So this candle hits right there. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, now it's 3 minutes to 10-minute move. Do I really try and hold through the 10-minute move? I was hoping this came down just before the 10-minute candle and I could close it. It didn't. It came back up, engulfed. Another big engulfing candle on the 49. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm rolling the dice on the 10-minute. 10-minute, whoop, I close. It didn't go right there. I closed like right here. It was coming down really quick, and when I got filled, it was here. Went a little bit higher, but yeah, basically closed here. 46 cents to 55. Maybe it was a bit lucky. I don't know. In my mind, it broke the red, and I was looking for an inverse cup to close, and I think that's what that was. So it was just a little sketchy doing the 10-minute move. Getting calls there, I guess. I don't know. On a support, another flat support. Lack of continuation, you could say. How do you manage it? Get a call here on this line and sell it if it goes below it and hold on through the wicks. Because this is a gnarly candle. Yeah, I guess I could have, but that's pretty aggressive. That's what I had. I think it was green. I don't know how red yesterday was, but I think today probably made up for it on the two accounts, and maybe green overall in the last 2 days, which would be nice because yesterday was a bummer. And today was sketchy. I need to be. I might just scale down tomorrow or something. I need to be careful. Like this move here today was very stressful. You trade less. I won't trade bigger size, but I think tomorrow I'll just try and trade less and just get accurate charting, because I think my charting was pretty accurate in the morning. It just fully extended itself. Let's see, where was that? Oh, right here. Or no, right here. Man. And it's because it was selling in the gray, so maybe my charting wasn't good. Maybe it was this gold all along, and so it actually hadn't broken until here, which is probably more likely. I don't know. Eric? I didn't even look at Eric. Here's Eric's chart. 1 minute. But he was charting today. His looks so clean. Yeah, so that's what he had. There's just like a little different angle up here. I drew mine initially a little earlier. So I don't know how to, maybe like using bookmap or something is how he can draw them quite like more accurate. I don't know, but yeah, that would have definitely helped save that stress. Then you have another, well, this wouldn't have been here, but you do have this resistance. See, mine, at least I had resistance, I think. Yeah, look, so he didn't have that. This right here. My gray, he didn't have that, which it perfectly retested that. I don't think he did. No, he didn't. I mean, yeah, it's in here now, but it wasn't from the top. Or is that here? Wait, where is that? No, that's there. Yeah. So maybe my gray wasn't accurate. I don't know. I mean, it's like everything's accurate. It's just how you trade based on it. So my gray, because at this point he wouldn't have had that in there, because it would have broken here, and he should have had those. And then once it started selling, maybe he would have put it in. Interesting. Oh yeah, I had that one too. Wait. No, see, I didn't have. This is the one I was looking for. I couldn't find. Yeah, breaking, retesting. That would have been a nice little trade there. Problem here is, yeah, look at this. They broke it, but didn't go anywhere with it. The break and retest here is nice, especially if you have that to manage. I don't know when you put that in there, but see, it breaks here, you're in it, trying to manage the green, breaks out of green, you close it, keeps coming up. Do you get in again for this one? I don't know. I don't know when he charted these, but anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Sub up, like up, comment down. Have a nice 6 rounds. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.